Hi, I'm Pat Morris, your host for the PM Talk Show. Our telecast is made possible by these fine underwriters, and we thank them very much.
Locally owned and operated by Doctors Wheaton Boobridge, the Animal Care Center in Hammond and Pet Care Center in Ponchatoula have 6 vets on staff with nearly a century of combined experience. Celebrating our 30th birthday in May, the Animal Care Center has offered a full line of veterinary services, which includes medicine, surgery, grooming, boarding, and 7 days a week emergency services. Our mission is to provide the highest quality of veterinary care in a professional, compassionate manner. The Animal Care Center and Pet Care Center, a commitment to excellence with love and care for your pet.
Welcome again to the PM Talk Show. This is Pat Morris, your host. We're out here on beautiful Miller Lake, and we're getting ready for our school year to begin, and we wanted to bring on, again, Evangelist Carolyn Jackson of Hammond, and she has a big program that she sponsors every year to benefit the children of Tangipahoa Parish, and we wanted her to come in and talk about our program. How are you doing today?
Good. All is well, Miss Patricia. All is well.
Great. We're here. We're glad that you're here, and we're certainly thankful to God and thankful to you for the things that you do to help the children. God, save our children is one of your themes that you use all the time. So tell us what's coming.
I want to tell you, like, feeling happy about it. It have been 10, and that been 10 years. You know I'm excited, and I'm happy for the children. So do know that you and you and you are invited to come out and celebrate us for celebrating 10 years of a back-to-school bash.
Right, and 10 is a very good number, and that's a long time in the minds of some kids, because had it not been for you, a lot of it wouldn't have had you to make.
You know, I wanted that. I was able to have a back-to-school bash, and after Katrina come through, the grant didn't come back on the North Shore North Shore area. Well, I kept on going and meeting you children, and I'm glad about it. In 06, 1,300 children came out, and then 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, whereas since 2010, oh, children, you know it for yourself. Over 5,000 children come out, and sad to say, I don't get to give all the 5,000 backpacks. No, I done been close, but I never met that goal, Miss Patricia. And I am praying that the Lord will provide 5,000 backpacks for the children for 2014-15 school session.
Right. Well, that's good to hear, and I know that you depend heavily on the public's help, on businesses' help, and on just anybody that wants to participate. Now, you're not just giving away just a backpack. What goes into it?
Well, we're going to put school supplies in it according to the school rule, and we're going to put something good in there like a toy and something that you will remember. But we do want those property. Miss Patricia, I did want to share with the people that I heard that it's 22% property in the Tangipahoa area. So that's the area where we want to give to let the children know that they're equal with the other children. I'm a substitute teacher, and when I go into the schools and those children don't have a pencil, a sheet of paper, or a backpack to put in, well, they kind of draggy, slow, don't care. They didn't go to bed early. They take it out on me and whoever else. So we do want them to feel comfortable and feel equal with another child that have the equipment so that they can listen to the teacher, want to learn, and pass the LEAP test.
Right. And you know something, Evangelist, that is so true, because a lot of times when kids don't have, it makes them feel somewhat inferior to other kids, and they act out that emotion.
They do.
And it's not a good thing.
They really do. And it really hurts my feelings. That's really, really what made me want to bring pencils when I go, into the schools, or some paper, because it make them feel better. And then they change their attitudes. They be wanting to do their work, but if they don't have it, they tell me off, put their head down, go to the principal's office, be suspended. The mom or the parents, whoever taking care of them, if they don't care, it go deep into the system. Whereas we know that a big population of the incarceration is, some of our children, and we want to stop that. Right. We don't want that to happen. We want to help the children to feel equipped to do what they're supposed to do, that they will be successful and accepted.
Right. Well, when you look at the amount of churches just in Tangipahoa Parish, and these kids come to Z Murray from all over the parish, is that correct?
They comes from everywhere. I mean, all out of town. If they moving into town from Atlanta and wherever they moving from, they hear about it, they come. So I do make them feel welcome, and I tell you, to have just as many white children there as black children. I am a black and white person, love everybody, and that I love the children more. I want you, yes, you vendors, you agencies, I want you to come out with your tents and your water and your ice, and I'll even want to encourage you to freeze you a bottle of water overnight. And when you come out there, it'll just be melting, and you'll feel comfortable and you'll feel good to be with the children.
Okay. One thing I noticed, you get a lot of publicity about it, and then there are a lot of people who across the parish are beginning to do the same things you're doing. Have you all ever thought about just combining together, and that way you can reach more kids?
Well, yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I want you to know, and everybody that's looking and could tell somebody else, I'd be very offended about that. I do be hearing that other people be wanting to separate the children, you know, over here and over there. Z Murray Park in the city of Hammond, 1400 South Oak Street, that's enough room for you to come out and share us together as being one. All of us are God's children, and if you have pencils and ink pens and hugs and smiles and some hot dogs and popcorn and watermelon, come on out and join in with us, because you know what? You are really, really welcome. Bring an ink pen, bring a backpack, bring a smile, because we all need each other to be as one so that we can joyful together.
Right. Another thing I understand is happening for you, and that's a good thing. The young lady that was eulogized, and my condolences, our condolences go out to the family last Saturday. There's some media that's going to have you on, I think, next Tuesday?
Yes, and I think that's going to be called Twist, the News Twist in New Orleans. I think it's Channel 7. But I am going to be on there. I'm also going to be on Johnny Chauvin's show, Johnny in the Morning. Okay. So I do want you to tune in that. I think it's 106.9. I'm going to be on Southeastern channel 90.9 with Miss Rosie Dunn. And I'm also maybe at somewhere if I see Mr. Ken. So I am trying to get it out there for you just to really join in. Not to ask the big, but I'm asking if you could help, but if not, I want you to come out. Remember, you was a child once upon a time.
Yeah, yeah. And how soon we tend to forget that, but as I was saying earlier, there are no churches just in the Tangipahoa Parish area. If some would donate book sacks, if some would take it upon their congregants or their districts to say, we're going to give a case of pencils, or we're going to give a case of paper,
that would be wonderful.
A case of tablets, then that way you'll have something to put into the book sacks, because those stables are really, really needed, and as expensive as things are, with a 22% poverty rate, there will be some parent who just don't have the money to do.
Yeah, and they're not going to send it to the children. Right. And it's not the children's fault. They're not ready to work under the age of 14 yet. Right. And they're not going to have it. They're going to feel sad. They're going to feel less fortunate. Some of them really, really take it to heart. And I just want you to help any child. Even I know that you can't get it out to me, or you might can't. You can come out and bring it yourself. Right. At Z Murray Park, it's going to start off at 6 p.m. that we're going to start calling off. And I do want you to know that on last year, 42 bikes was given to me to give to the children. We don't have bikes this year. I mean, they hadn't called me yet, but I do have computers, just 2. One for a boy and one for a girl. And are
these laptop computers?
One is a laptop. That's the one from Mr. Bragg Duncan. He donated the laptop, but the other one is a desktop, but it's real cute and nice. Little bitty screen. And it's something that the children would appreciate and they could use. But I do pray that whoever get that is someone that wanted it and going to use it to give God glory to help another child.
Do you have any particular criteria in order for the person to get it?
Just come and and be blessed.
No, I mean for the computers, how will you determine who will get?
It's going to be a boy and a girl. The mayor, Mr. Mason Foster, he's going to pull out a name.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be whoever, the number, whoever God give it to. But I do want you to know I'm going to be trying to get more computers so that maybe we can give them maybe way 6 or 7. Right. But we do have 2 so far that's already coming out, and they're going to swim, they're going to ride the train. We're going to have tiny steps. She's going to come out and feed them a nutritional meal. Okay. So we're going to feed the children. We're going to have fun with you children. SpongeBob, I knocked upon his pineapple door, Miss Patricia. And he answered it, and he said, is it time yet? And I told SpongeBob, yes. Okay. So Miss Tillis, she's Miss Bakes Tillis. She's already paid for him to come all the way from the sea. So do know that SpongeBob will be there, but you know I want to say about anything, Jesus is already there for you children.
Right, right. And I want to say I like SpongeBob, so certainly. And then it's good you're having it beginning at 6 o'clock because the heat will have gone down a little bit, a few degrees, and that would help too. When you do what you do you ever get an occasion to see a child come back to tell you thank you?
Yes, when I go into the schools, you know, they show me their backpack.
Okay.
Oh, and then look, and if they wasn't going to do right in the classroom, but when they see me, they take the backpack, make a sound. Oh yes, they shows appreciation. And some of the children be so happy we see their face right then and there.
All right. Well, we're going for a break now. When we come back with part 2, we'll continue to delve into this interesting conversation and asking for your help. We're going for a break and we'll be right back.
Shelters are the best places to find a new pet.
What a perfectly beautiful little lady.
That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals.
You little rascal.
Eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet.
Oh, ladies first.
Be that person. Adopt.
This is living. Hey, kid.
To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
We're back. This is Pat Marsh, your host for the PM Talk Show, and we have evangelist Carolyn Jackson. And during the first segment, we were talking about all of the wonderful things that she's doing with her Back to School Bash. Evangelist, we need to clarify the time that it actually starts and how you want that lineup to be. Okay,
I'm going to tell you it's going to be a whole full day. I'm going to be out there from 1 to 8 p.m. But the entertainment for us to stop and listen, we're going to start at exactly 4 p.m. Getting out of the sun, you know, 12 o'clock, 1, 2, up to 4 o'clock is real hot. So we're going to start at 4. The pool is going to be open at exactly 5 p.m. to 7, where you'll be able to swim free. But we're going to give the backpacks away at exactly 6 p.m. So during the time we're going to be trying to do something with your children so it won't be bored, that you will enjoy, that you will be interested, that you will give us I can't hold my hands up, a number 10 high five. So do know and do understand it will start at 4 p.m., but the backpacks will be given away at 6 p.m.
And that's August the 2nd.
August the 2nd, 2014 will be our number 10 Back to School Bash.
Okay, you've been doing this, meaning that you've been doing it for 10 years now. And that's half of a life for an adult, for a child. Yeah. So I'm sure that in that there are a lot of kids who may be 20 years old now, I'll go that far, that remembers Miss Carolyn for what she did.
And they tells me, and they even tell me they coming to help me out. They say, Miss Carolyn, I've been there every year. I'm going to be there. And then when I can give them, oh, you don't need to give me an invitation. I'm already going to be there. Me and my mama coming. We are ready to call for us a ride. So it's kind of like they looks forward to it, and I do too. So if anybody not only asking for backpack, sheet of paper, and pencil, I need hot dogs and watermelons, and I need, you know, tents for the people to be cool, because the crowd be so thick. It be so many people, and I want you to be comfortable.
Okay, so you hear that, my audience. She's asking for help in all areas, and Tangipahoa Parish is a parish that we tend to help each other as much as we can.
Yes.
So we're going to ask for your help. We're going to ask especially the churches. Well, why the churches? Because a lot of these same people who are in that 22% of the poverty rate are in your churches.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just do it from our church? Because we're trying to bring the communities together. And that way we can instill something in the kids that when they become adults, and if the same things that are happening now will happen during the time when they become adults, then they will know how to do it, how to learn how to be their brother's keeper, because after all, we are. So you need the book sacks, you're asking for tablets, pencils, colors, the whole gamut of things that it takes for a child to begin that school year. And that way have those book sacks packed as much as you're able to do. And that way they'll have something to begin working with on the first day of school.
And they'll
that
feel
means a lot.
excited, and they'll be wanting to do their homework. And boy, I'll be at their graduation. Because they'll be wanting to do it over and over, because we're going to stay with the children. We're going to grow in grace and in knowledge with the children.
We really have to do that, because they're going to be our replacements one day. So we
and
want
we
to show
want
them
them to
stuff.
be successful. We want them to be powerful, positive, honest. We definitely want them to be in righteousness. But we don't want them to be if they don't care. They don't have the equipment, Patricia. They don't care. They really don't. But I care about them to care about themselves.
One of the things I'd like to do from the PM Talk Show is to thank Attorney Brett Duncan for the donation of that laptop, and ask him via this means if he would speak to some of his colleagues or some of his friends to see if they would want to do the same thing, so that another child who otherwise wouldn't be able to have a laptop, because now this is the technology of today, that a really deserving or needy child would be able to get one. And what that would do in their lives as well is saying, well, somebody cared enough about me to give me a computer. And I'm really thankful. So we're going to ask him, any other attorneys in the city who may be viewing this, if they would like to do the same thing, or if they wanted to send a monetary donation that you could purchase some of the food condiments that you might need, they would be able to do that,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am, they could, and they can send it to 909 South Walnut, Hammond, Louisiana, 70403. I was so impressed that Ross Downey's, they sent me a wonderful check to start us off with a case of backpacks. A case of backpacks costs $146. You only get 46 in them, but to God be the glory. I thank him for those wonderful backpacks that the children will use. So if you wanted to buy a case of backpacks, I need that. And I do appreciate it before you even get it. I do appreciate it. But if vendors wants to come out and share love, it's okay for you to come out with your tent, with your information. You got businesses that you want to put out, it's okay. Anybody that's running for office, they are welcome to come out.
And that would be a perfect place for them to come, because a lot of people are going to be there.
I'm going to have a booth out there for people that haven't registered to vote yet. And we're going to have other people that's running for marshal and running for family judge. So I do want you that don't have anything to do, you're bored, and it's just the last weekend before school start, August the 2nd, come out to Zemira Park and enjoy the children. They are all our children.
Okay, and that's on a Saturday, right?
Yes, ma'am, that's on a Saturday. And school starts August the 7th. That's that same week, and it's time for us to start going to bed early. I do want to continue to tell you to drink a lot of water, to keep your digestion system okay, and listen to this on Sunday. Tune in to me on WFPR 1400 a.m. because every morning on Sunday morning, I'm talking to the children between 10 and 11. You can tune in with your ear, because faith do cometh by hearing, and hearing by the words of God, Romans 10 and 17. But then you can call in 985-429-9377, because you may want to tell the children something positive. And I do want you to know the children are looking at you and they are listening.
One thing I want to ask you, and I've often wondered, the back to school bash, are you the first person to do it on this magnitude?
Yes, I am. And then I'm so happy about it. Whereas I don't mind other people doing it, but I wish they'd join in with me and make it bigger, like a festival, like a carnival, like something so wonderful just for the children. And then, you know, when the judges come out, like Judge Morrison have come out, and how about Dr. Sifalou, and how about the Attorney General, and how about Mr. John Bell Edward? Those people come out that the children could see examples. You know, Miss Sandra Bailey and Miss Courtney and the Hammond High principal. I do want them that's changing around principals. I need you to come out and walk around with the children. Right. Teachers, come on out.
Mm-hmm. Because these are going to be, and maybe give you a list of things that they do need, and you can pass them out to the parents while they're there. And although you pass them out at school, then that will give them a jump start on what maybe if they don't get it in their book sacks, maybe a relative or somebody who's able to help them will be able to do them, because the goal is to give the children everything that they need to become productive, educated citizens.
That's right. I mean, just wonderful, like standing tall, like with a smile that makes me smile.
Right.
And to make it smile forever.
Right, and I'm happy that the mayor of Hammond is going to be there too.
Oh yes, and we want to give a shout out. Anybody see our mayor? I think that he may leave. I'm praying that he would stay, come up with some kind of new law, because we have a very good mayor. His name is Mr. Mason Foster. Like, I want you to know, that's the reason why you swimming free. That's why you all aboard on the choo-choo train. He's paying for all that. And on Saturday, I was at a prayer breakfast along with him, and while I was giving him a hug, Patricia, he gave me enough to go buy a case of backpacks. Right. I do want to thank my honorable Mr. Mason Foster, because he is a wonderful man. He loves the children.
That he does, and that he is. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, for doing that. But is there any other things that you would want to talk about as far as your bash is concerned?
I want the children. There is something that's going around called crime against violence, and they be wanting to have rallies. But I want you children to know we don't have to get in a rally. Right. All we have to do is change our mindset. If we put our mind on things that matter, Philippians 4:8, things of good reports, things of doing what is right, I believe we won't have the violence of somebody wanting to stab multiple times or slice throats or even home invasion. You will be wanting to do the right thing, because doing the right thing is the right thing to do with a right mind, getting right results.
Right, right. Well, Ms. Jackson, we want to thank you, Jackson, we want to thank you for coming on, and certainly you've given a lot of information, and your plea is made. It should start airing tonight about your back to school bash. And we want to say to the kids, have a successful school year this school year. Learn everything that you can learn in an educational setting, because I promise you, you are going to need it one day. Well, we're at the end of our show, and we want those people that we've asked for help to please contact Evangelist Jackson and do your best to help her to help the children. This is Pat Morris, your host for the PM Talk Show, saying thank you for joining us. Thank you for continuing to join us. Know that knowledge is powerful. It does matter. God bless.